Welcome to another episode of Middle Ground with JLE, L.L.C, where we treat you like family. Have another great guest for you today. Have a good friend, Regional Vice President, Insurance Agent, Christina Williams. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you for doing it. A few basic questions about you. First question, what led you to this path?
Well, to be quite honest, it was about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was on Facebook and I was like really sick and tired of seeing GoFundMes. It's actually this particular day. It was 10 GoFundMes that I seen that were on my timeline. I donated $20 to each one of those. And Jeff, you know what? $20, to be quite honest, $20 only gonna be what enough to get 2 big cans of green beans from Sam's Club for a repass. But I gave away $200 though. I just gave away $200 to try to help the families. But really, am I really helping them? Because they really at a point like, okay, well, I need a little bit more than that, Christina, but that's all I can give, right? So it got a little closer to home where a friend of mine, her nephew had passed away, only 9 years old. And I found out that his insurance company, the insurance company that our family had, would not pay out for the death claim. And that's where I went into prayer, to be quite honest. And that's where the Lord led me to selling life insurance.
Okay, $20 going to do so much.
Mm-hmm. 2 cans of green beans.
So, what is the regional vice president responsibilities?
Oh, let's see. What is in my responsibilities would probably be an easier answer, but my responsibilities is just to make sure that I'm protecting families, to make sure that I'm properly training my team to go out there and do the same thing, to duplicate the system. It's a system in place, so it's duplicatable. So I show them what they're doing, what they should do. They go out there and repeat. And also my responsibility is to help families save money, make sure they're properly protected, make sure they're covered, make sure they have their plans in place, and even helping them achieve goals, financial goals that they may have for themselves.
Now, have you had someone that didn't follow the script when they was helping the families, and you got to come back around like that ain't what it was? I apologize or something like that.
I never had to go back and apologize, but I have people who don't follow the script all the time. And the reason why is because people are used to their comfort zone, right? So they're used to saying things the way they say it. They're used to doing things a particular way. They may even feel like their way is better, and typically it's not. But, the old saying, hard head makes a soft butt, right? I'll just leave it at that. I ain't gonna say what it really makes. But yeah, so, it goes back to that. But typically my people are very coachable. So when I show them like, hey, look, let's do this, it works. And so typically this is what happens. I never have to go back and say, oops, it really wasn't that. It's more so where it's like, hey, SOS, can you jump on the Zoom and help me? And so then I'll jump in and then I just kind of get them back on track. And so they're able to help their family.
Okay. You ever have someone that just frightened of the moment? Like, talk to them. It's you can do it.
That's it. Everybody is afraid. Their very first time speaking, they're like, it's my first time. Think about when you learn how to ride a bike. Think about it, Jeff. When you learn how to ride a bike, you were scared.
Oh, hey, don't use me. I was horrible. I was crashing. They was like about 10 minutes to stop. I was bad.
You get on that bike, you like, I'm scared. Oh, you all wet, you shaking and everything, and then you probably fall off, and you go get back on and keep trying. So yeah, that's what happens. They all get scared, but eventually the nerves go away. Okay. When they realize that they're being an impact in that family, that's where the change happens.
Okay. Now, how does having insurance help people? Because probably a lot of people don't really think about, I need to get insurance for a rainy day.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask here. I'm going to bounce a question. I know you shouldn't answer a question with the question, but let me ask you, Jeff, do you have car insurance?
Yeah.
Why do you have car insurance?
The police will arrest you if you don't.
Outside of it being a law, why do you have car insurance? Just in case something happens, right?
Yeah, you want to get a rental.
So if you're a homeowner, right? Yeah. So if you're a homeowner, do you have homeowner insurance? I know that's a law too. You got to have homeowner insurance, but it's a just in case something happens. We have health insurance just in case something happens. But why not protect the thing that we know that's inevitable? We know we gonna go one day. We just don't know the time, day, nor the hour. So that's why it's important to have your coverage. You leaving behind that burden for your family. You know, those bills don't go away. They don't go away. So if you're a homeowner, you got a mortgage left, that burden go on that next person, that next surviving, whether it's a spouse, kids, something. If you got cars, if you have student loans, you know, they probably say, oh yeah, I'm sorry, but where's my money? And so that's where that comes in. Not only that, but look, I'm on a mission to really change and impact our community, not just my African American community, but all communities, to really change that repeat of that generational curse of not having anything to leave behind for our families. Let's start creating some generational wealth, but it also is an immediate estate for that family, whoever that beneficiary is, to have that, to be able to repeat the great cycle of leaving money behind, number one. Number two, funeral expenses, of course, having money, you know, the bills that's left over, the funeral. Listen, in 2022, the average funeral is about 20 to 25,000, and that's on the lower end. Most Americans do not have 20 or 25,000 saved. And most homes have more than one income. Or even if it's their own income, we have single parent households with, you know, have kids. You got kids that's left behind. How are your kids gonna be taken care of if you leave? That's why you need life insurance. And you need to be making sure that you buy term, invest the difference. But you know, they can talk to me a little later for that one.
Now, do you think people just don't want to think about that expiration date, so they don't really prioritize getting it?
Yeah, of course. I got a cousin, Jeff. This is funny. He said, I don't want no life insurance. No, I don't want no life insurance. He said, because I feel like it's jinxing myself. This was 3 weeks ago. He was my very first clients, and he's still here. He ain't going nowhere no time soon. I'm like, listen, it's just to prepare for the inevitable. Like, I get it. We can't be so scared of stuff, but I'm pretty sure that you're not going to go in your refrigerator and go pull out this old milk and be like, oh, well, I'm afraid to look at the expiration date, so I'm going to go ahead and guzzle this thing down. No, you go look at the expiration date. You go pay attention to that date. You go throw out that milk if you need to. But basically, you go take the proper precautions so you won't be SOL. Because your stomach be messed up. You drink that old milk, right? So it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah. That's true. I guess it do make you think about you're going to go at some point. But
you're going to. You ain't got to
the family covered, and they ain't got to be trying to figure out how they're going to bury you or bury you in the backyard or something because they ain't got the money. And Gofundme people could be cruel. Like, man, what? You ain't thought about this stuff?
But why would you want to do a GoFundMe? I mean, I get it. In some circumstances, you have to. So I'm not knocking the GoFundMes. I get it. Like, if that's the predicament that you're in, you have to do what you can to, you know, to get to whatever you need to get to. But there's right now, like, that's where being proactive. Like we talked about the milk. Instead of drinking this expired milk, you go pour it out because it's old. So it's like being proactive. You know, you go because if I leave right now, then I won't have nothing saved for my kids or my family or how they going to figure it out. Even if you don't have any kids, it's still important to have it because somebody got to take up the bill.
You're right about that.
And most families still like, okay, I got $100 on it. $100 on it. Like $100 is really not a lot of money, but they give it what they can. But why not? It's easier to come up with $50 a month than to try to come up with $20,000 on the spot.
Yeah. You're right about that.
Easier, right? It's easier to come up with $50. I can figure out $50. We eat more than $50 a month in fast food. Most people, all of us. It ain't all of us. And if they say they don't, that's not true.
You're right. What challenges have you faced?
That part, all the questions you just asked me. Like some people just don't really get it. They don't get it until it hit closer to home. So that's a challenge that I feel. Like it's been times where I have sat down with families and I've told them everything, Jeff. Like laid it out for them. Like from like, look, You don't want to leave that family. Like, I know you love your family, right? They like, so love your family enough to make sure they properly protected. Well, I don't have $20 or I don't have $25. And that's sad, right? Then they'll tell me I don't even have $50 or whatever the cost is for that family, because insurance is based off of health and age. So it might be a little older, but they don't have that in place. And then something tragic happens to that person and they don't have any insurance. That happened to me before. Well, I've seen that happen with one of my clients.
Yeah.
That crushed me. That was the hard part. That was the challenge that I faced, because I carried that burden where I'm like, well, I should have pushed a little harder, or I should have just like, I should have kept on calling, or I should have kept on, I should have, could have, would have. But it's that saying, like, I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. And that's so true. Like, no matter how hard I try to convince you, I'm not going to sell the insurance to you. You have to sell insurance to yourself. You have to know that it's just that important that you need it. It's not for me to convict your heart. It's for you to convict your own. Your family should be convicting your heart by you looking at your kids, or looking at your family, looking at your mom, whoever, because people are dying all kind of ages nowadays. So it's not like it's just for our elders. So you got the mamas or the daddies looking at the kids passing away. They're like, what am I supposed to do? And it's so inexpensive when you're young. Get it while you're young.
That's true. What has been your impact from seeing people do get it and what it done for them?
You know what? So I'll give you a little history on me. So I used to work in a bank. So one of the things that I loved about working in the bank, I used to be a branch manager at a financial institution. The greatest impact is when I was able to help that client or that customer be able to, learn how to do checking and savings, balance a checkbook, just simple transactions, which they didn't really know how to do. Like, that was the part that was like the good thing. Well, that's how it is here with being a regional vice president of an insurance company. I'm able to sleep better at night, knowing that family is covered. If, God forbid, anything happened to them tonight or whenever I sat with them, I know that family is covered. And then the greatest part is that I personally come hand deliver checks. Me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when it happens, the company sends me. Once they, do the death claim, they overnight the check to me, and I can personally deliver that check. So you got people showing up with casseroles. You got people showing up with a pan of chicken from Captain J's. You got people showing up with whatever, right? I had to make it diverse with that casserole, because I ain't eat no casserole. But you got all this diversity. The green beans that I talked about,
yeah.
I'm coming there with a check to that widow and saying, here's $150,000 that your husband or whoever left you. Like, that's the greatest part of that I know that I'm giving them the best product. I know that because I was a client before I became an agent. I know our products aren't full of all these hidden secrets or all this fine print. It's not. It's straight to the point. This is what you're covered for. You covered immediately. This, like all these great things. So I know I'm able to sleep at night because I sold the policy to my mama.
Okay.
Actually, my people, just like my family, my clients. Okay. So if I can't sell it to my family, I'm not gonna sell it to yours. So my family was my first clients. So that's the part. That's the most rewarding part. Like, my people covered.
Okay. So what was your first career choice?
Biomedical engineer. The medical field. And I still love medicine.
What is that?
Well, they enhance medicine. So you heard of the bone grafting. You have you got the false legs and all the stuff, like all this stuff. So they enhance medicine. That's what they do. They're scientists. They enhance medicine.
So how you make this left turn to Albuquerque?
Honey, child. I stumbled across it. So I don't even know, Jeff. Actually, the real is I had a kid. I had 2 kids by this time. I was going into my last 2 years, and I was into the program of biomedical engineering. Working in the bank, making good money. And I felt like, okay, well, shoot, I'm a single parent. I can't quit my job. And I needed to for that program because it was just that demand. It was
Oh,
an accelerated program.
oh yeah, you can't be doing that. You got milk and eggs to buy.
And
Can't
so
doing
I
that.
had to choose. I had to make that choice. And it was a hard choice to make. And I'm not going to kid you. I still think about it.
Okay.
I can do both. Why not? Right? I got time on my hands now. I got a little time.
Yeah.
I
Never
can do
too late.
both. I'm kind of
Yeah.
thinking about it. But yeah, I love medicine. That was my very first choice. And so when I went into the financial industry, it became like something that I became intrigued by because most of us, we were not taught how money works.
No, we were not.
I
And
wasn't
I
taught.
always hear it's a lot of money in the industry, but I don't think a lot of us say I'm going to finance.
Mm-mm. And if you look it up, if you Google the most, like which career field where you have the most millionaires or whatnot, you're going to find out it's going to be those that are in the financial industry, people that are in finance. But that's not even the reason why I went into it. It just was I got into the field. I love helping people. That's what my heart is. So I was able to make a difference. I love being impactful. I like to do stuff that's gonna make a difference. I don't want to just do stuff just because it's just redundant, like, oh, I just did this. No, I like to make a difference. And so that's what it was. That's how I got into. That's why I stayed in the bank. And then from there, this opportunity came about, and I was like, okay, well, this is what I need to do. These people need my help. My people need the help.
Yeah, you're very proficient at it. A
Thank
little
you.
bossy.
I try.
Talk about smack. But you good people though. All right, last question. What advice do you have for someone trying to find their purpose?
Ooh, pray. Pray. Yeah. Yeah, ask God, like, Lord, help me. And some things you already kind of know what your purpose is. You just don't know how to fully bring it out so it can evolve. Where is your heart? Like, what really gets you going? Like I told you, for me, I love helping people. So that was the thing there. Like, okay, well, what is it that I love? What is it about helping people that I love? Well, I like to see people smiling. I like people to be like that, less stress. I don't like seeing people under pressure. I like people to be at peace. And so if it's just a smile, if it's just to, have conversation with people, that's making a difference. So that's where it started for me. And I believe that's where it starts with the purpose, because some things is just a natural gift that you have. And so, like, one of the gifts that I know that I carry is being a nurturer, right? And so that's part of the purpose of being a nurturer. So I know that the things that I do, I have to nurture it because that's my purpose there. And so with that, I go into prayer and say, Lord, where is it that you want me to go with this? Even going into insurance, like I mentioned, I prayed. That was something that God spoke, not me, because that wasn't the area that I was trying to go into. I was just trying to see, like, well, what else can I do? I mean, I serve in the church. I'll be an usher at a funeral, whatever you need me to do, all of that, I'll do that. But the purpose came from that part. But that's not where I'm not just limited to insurance. Like I said, it's that nurturer. So that goes into mentoring. That goes into being a life coach, all of the things. And so first you got to discover, what is it that you naturally love doing that brings you peace, that makes you happy. And
That's true.
It then just builds from there. Your heart got to be right, Jeff. Your heart posture got to be right. Money can't be your purpose. Like, this is gonna fail.
Yeah, you can get that and still be empty. People doing that right now. Like, like they just ain't happy. Got it all, just still ain't doing it for them. I feel that.
It's not enough.
So, how was the experience?
It was great. Easy.
So, right. Not scary at all.
No, it's not scary. Now to realize, so maybe that's my purpose. I like to talk. So
could do your podcast, it ain't hard. Hard to set up.
I end up now. No kidding.
Oh man. Well, I definitely thank you for your time and sharing your journey to help someone find a purpose.
No problem. Yeah, and if anybody want to reach out to me, I am on all social media platforms for just about every one of them. And it's Christina Williams, CH, as you guys see on the screen, is Christina Williams. If you want to contact me directly on the phone, I do not mind. 248-979-6408. That is my direct business line. So definitely give me a call if you have any questions about life insurance, maybe even to set up an appointment to discuss what they currently have to make sure they're properly protected. Because sometimes you may have a policy in place, but it may not be exactly what you need. You might be underinsured. Or you might be overinsured.
What's underinsured? What's that?
Well, underinsured will be, say, like you have a mortgage left on your home. You have like $169,000 left on the home, right? You also make $50,000 a year. You also have all the debt, right? All the things that you have left that will be left behind if you were to pass away. So someone can have, say, like someone was like, okay, I sold them a policy for $50,000. Well, that's being underinsured because any financial advisor will advise anywhere from 8 to 10 times the amount of your annual income is the proper amount of coverage you should have.
Okay.
So that's being underinsured with that $50,000. You need more. You need more that you're replacing because just right off top, if the income was what was, it's like this husband and wife, that $50,000 is taking out the household. That surviving spouse go need that income, replaced.
True.
You got a mortgage left over, that mortgage can be paid off. You got all this stuff left over, and you only have a $50,000 policy. Well, she's still in debt. Matter of fact, she's gonna have to pick up a second job. He, she, whoever it is, gonna have to pick up a second job, maybe a third. So you want to have the proper amount of coverage to make sure everything is covered and taken care of.
Okay, good information.
Yeah, and you can have multiple policies. Like, it's not like you only need one. You can have just one. You can have multiples.
That I never heard before. Okay. Well, hope that information is helping someone. I'll put the information down when I put the show together. I want to thank Regional Vice President Christina Williams for her time sharing the journey. Hope the advice helps someone find a purpose. Until the next episode, y'all have a great day.
Detroit raised me. Detroit's in me. Can't nothing stop me.